Defeats Idaho 41-30 to retain the Little Brown Stein. We've got Coach Hauck with us, we've got Hunter Peck and Michael Wortham with us. We'll open it up to questions after we start with Coach. Coach, your thoughts on a big win for the Grizzlies?
Yeah, it was a good win. I thought it was a good effort by our guys, offense, defense, special teams. I thought we pretty much controlled the game in all three phases. I was pleased by our preparation this week. I was pleased with our execution tonight. A few plays certainly we'd like to have back, but it was a good win by our guys and another step forward. So that's kind of what we're trying to do, is get better. We're not the most experienced team, but we're a high effort team that's willing to work to improve, and I think we took another step forward tonight. So good win for the Grizzlies, and we're glad to be 4-0.
Coach, there was the moment where they cut it to 9, but then you responded and had the nice drive. You went for it on 4th down, you converted that. So how big was that within the game? And let's talk about the decision to go for it on 4th down and how much that gave you guys momentum.
Yeah, we were down in there pretty good. I just thought it was appropriate to go for it. Up 9. The score had been different, might have been a different decision there. But we do tend to be fairly aggressive on 4th down, not always. Try to be smart first, aggressive second. I don't know, it's not exactly high pressure when you're up more than one score, so I don't know the impact on the game, but it was obviously worked out for us.
You mentioned controlling the game from start to finish. How important was it to get the early lead, going up 10-0, to be able to sort of control the game like you talked about?
Well, you like to do that, beats the hell out of being 10 down for sure. But games play out the way they play out. You don't get to script how it goes, but if we did, we'd probably script it about like we did tonight.
Michael, in your mind, how are you guys able to control the game like you did from start to finish?
I mean, just everybody doing their job at once, one play at a time. There's going to be ups and downs, 3 and outs sometimes, but just continue to do what we know best and just play hard.
Michael, back in spring ball, you were kind of saying how you're excited to be kind of a jack of all trades kind of guy in this offense. So what's kind of been like getting acclimated, then to see it, coming to fruition tonight? How was that for you?
Amazing. I feel like my coaches just put me in the best position to succeed, and I have amazing teammates that are willing to do anything to shoot anybody in the end zone, including me. So yeah, I mean, it feels awesome. It feels just as awesome as when we talked about it earlier in the year too. So.
And then Bobby, just kind of building off that, to have a guy like Michael, you can kind of switch up the offense a little bit, run a little bit of wildcat, score a touchdown on it tonight. Just, how important is that for your offense?
Yeah, Mike does a lot of things well, obviously. He's his type of player is why they keep the all-purpose yardage statistic, to just kind of show their contribution within games. He does it a lot of ways. The punt return set up a score. The kick return was a big deal. Excuse me, coming out the gate there. He does a lot of good things. More to come, I hope.
Michael, you've obviously been in a sort of rivalry with these guys when you were at Eastern. Just how different was the environment tonight compared to the games against Idaho that you played in the past?
There's actually some on the line this time. Eastern, it's a good battle. I guess we were rivals with them over there, but when there's a trophy on the line, it's more special, so.
Yeah, and then just take me through the rushing touchdown you had, the direct snap, obviously the fake handoff to Finoti, and then just what were you seeing that kind of made you take the option?
Shoot, man, I seen amazing blocking, hole opened up, that's anybody's dream to see a hole like that opened up, so.
And then on the receiving touchdown, it looked like it was kind of a fake screen to Deck, and then you obviously pop out. Just what were you seeing on that play as well?
Shoot, Kiali, he trusted me, threw it up in a spot where only I could get it, and so thank him for that. And I just wanted to reward him for trusting me in that situation.
Hunter, for you, first Big Sky Conference game. What was, just that experience like, and just being able to, have a big win on ESPN2, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, from start to finish, running that tunnel with the boys, fireworks going off, it was great. Nothing like it.
Defense came out, really strong, got, 3 and outs in a row. What went well, and then, what's it like trying to, stop a mobile quarterback like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're playing really well as a unit, and there's definitely a lot of things that we need to work on as well. And then mobile quarterbacks are obviously a challenge, but just trying to contain them in the pocket and doing your job is what stops them. So.
Coach, what do you think of the run defense in particular? Because they really didn't get it going as far as in between the tackles much.
Yeah, it was good. I thought we were physical, both on blocks and off them. We tackled the ball carriers really well. They I don't know what they averaged, a little less than 3 yards carry, I think, probably. It was good. When they can't run the ball, then we kind of have control of the game. And as we were, we had between 11 and 20-point leads. It was hard on them.
And then offensively, maybe talk about the game plan going in, and it seemed like you kind of changed tempos a little bit more than we've seen this year, and you had some little shifting.
I don't know that we changed tempos any more or less than we do every week, but we did have some, we had some formation stuff that was good. We had, they wanted zone pressure. We had some good answers for that. Kind of got them out of it to a degree, and then they went to more just bear and man free. We ran some of the gap run plays pretty well. So there was some good stuff certainly.
Mike, how did it feel just to kind of execute against, a pretty good defense in Idaho?
Felt amazing. I feel like we sent a message to the rest of the league. First league game. This was a super big one, regardless of who was watching. Even if there were 0 fans out there, like, we knew what was on the line, stuff like that. So it was great, amazing.
Last, you want to rate the touchdown dance?
I'm gonna give all of them 10 out of 10, sure.
I'm gonna get a penalty.
Bobby, I was wondering if you might talk a little bit about Joshua Wood, their quarterback. Seemed like their best play at times was him fading back to pass and then just taking off.
Yeah, that was, going into the game, Fritz, that was probably their best play. When you looked at their 10+ runs on the season, it was all him scrambling around for the most part. He's a strong ball carrier. He's got really good top end speed. Got a pretty strong arm too, but he creates problems because he can break tackles. He's a strong kid with good speed. And when he gets out, it's a problem. That was something that we knew going in, and these guys were well prepared for that. I handled him fairly well for the most part. There's sometimes in the fourth quarter we didn't do a great job.
Anyone else?
Bobby, you said after the North Dakota win, you weren't sure heading into that game if this team was ready to win a game of that magnitude. How did you feel about the team heading into this game, and how do you feel now about your team coming out with an even more decisive win against a top 10 ranked team?
We asked me that one more time, please.
Yeah.
I got the North Dakota part.
Right. Just not ready to win a game of that magnitude. How did you feel about your teams, just how ready they were to win a game this big, coming in a top 10 game, and how do you feel now about what you have with this team coming out with an even more decisive win?
Yeah, I should clarify that. Against a team, when I say that magnitude, I meant against a team as good as North Dakota. That's kind of what I meant by that. I'm not a real believer there are just huge games in September. There's too much football to be played. There's a whole season left in front of us, but I felt good going in the game. I thought we would win this game.
One more.
just on that note though, 4-0 in September, so how do you feel about your team right now, coming out of this month, going into the next month?
Well, it's way better than being 2-2, that's for sure. Again, there's so much football in front of us. You know, we have won every game we played. You can't be any better than that. But we're gonna continue to work to get better. We certainly haven't played our best football. I don't think we're even close. We've got a lot of things to improve on. We've got guys that haven't played much that need to improve because as seasons wear on, they're gonna be called on to contribute more with people in your depth. So, you know, I'm happy it's where we sit. Obviously, you can't be any better than we are right now.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.